The Zalthor diplomatic vessel. Harmonious accord drifted in the neutral zone between Earth's solar system and the Zalthor hegemony's outer territories. Ambassador Krellick stood before the observation deck, his crystalline sensory organs refracting the distant light of Sol into 1,000 colors. For 3 cycles, they had waited for humanity's response to their generous offer of protective alliance. They will accept, Krellick said confidently to his aide. Every species does. The alternative is unpleasant. The Zalthor had perfected this approach over millennia, arrive with diplomatic smiles and veiled threats, absorb the new species into their empire, strip their resources and move on. Humanity would be no different. They were young, barely 2 centuries into space travel, and their technology was primitive by galactic standards. Sir, detecting a spatial distortion, the sensor officer announced. Something is arriving. Krellick turned toward the view screen, expecting to see one of humanity's modest corvettes or perhaps a small diplomatic shuttle. Instead, space itself seemed to tear open. The ship that emerged defied comprehension. It was massive, 20 kilometers from bow to stern, bristling with weapons arrays that looked like the teeth of some primordial beast. Its hull was a dark gunmetal gray that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Across its bow, in letters large enough to be seen from thousands of kilometers away, was painted, UESN Indomitable, TC-01, by the Eternal Void. Krellick's voice trembled. What is that? The communications panel chirped to life. A human face appeared on screen. A woman with sharp features and eyes that held no fear, only cold calculation. This is Captain Alice Chen of the United Earth Space Navy Titan-class warship Indomitable. Ambassador Krellick, I presume. Krellick struggled to compose himself. Captain Chen, we were expecting a diplomatic vessel, not a warship of this magnitude. Surely this is a misunderstanding. No misunderstanding, Ambassador. Alice interrupted, her tone crisp and professional. You demanded Earth send representatives to discuss your protective alliance. We're here. Now, shall we discuss terms, or would you prefer to continue threatening a sovereign species? The Zalthor delegation exchanged nervous glances. In the background of the transmission, they could see the Indomitable's bridge, a masterpiece of organized chaos. Hundreds of crew members worked at stations that hummed with barely contained energy. Holographic displays showed tactical data that made Krellick's blood run cold. Weapon systems that could crack planets, shields that could withstand stellar radiation, and engines that bent spacetime itself. Captain, Krellick said carefully, perhaps there has been a miscommunication. The hegemony merely wishes to extend friendship to humanity. Friendship? A new voice joined the transmission. A young man with dark hair and commander's insignia stepped into frame beside Alice. Commander Carson Blake, Tactical Officer. Ambassador, we've analyzed your friendship offers to 47 other species. 32 of them no longer exist as independent civilizations. The other 15 are resource colonies. Which category did you plan for Earth? Carson's fingers danced across a console, and suddenly the Zalthor ship's view screen was flooded with data. Intelligence reports, intercepted communications, demographic analyses of subjugated worlds. Everything laid bare. Krellick felt his confidence crumbling. How did you acquire this information? Alice smiled, but there was no warmth in it. You've been watching us for 5 years, Ambassador. Did you think we weren't watching back? Humanity has a saying, trust but verify. We've been verifying. But your technology, Krellick protested. Our analysts said you were centuries behind galactic standard. Carson laughed, a sharp sound. Classic human misdirection, Ambassador. We showed you what we wanted you to see. Agricultural stations, mining operations, civilian transports. We kept our Titan-class project dark until the right moment. He gestured to the massive warship around them. The Indomitable is one of 12. 4 more are currently bracketing your hegemony's core worlds. We launched them 2 days ago. They're already in position. The color drained from Krellick's face equivalent. You're bluffing. Alice nodded to an officer off-screen. Suddenly, 4 more massive signatures appeared on the Zalthor sensors, each one surrounding a critical hegemony world, their weapons hot and ready. The Relentless at Zal Prime, Alice listed calmly. The Defiant at Krell Station. The Unforgiven at the Hegemony shipyards. And the Vengeance, well, that one's pointed at your homeworld, just in case. Krellick collapsed into his seat. In a single moment, the power dynamic had shifted completely. The predator had become prey. Now, Alice continued, her voice softening slightly, let's discuss actual friendship, real alliance, the kind built on mutual respect, not subjugation. Humanity learned long ago that empires built on fear eventually crumble. We're offering you something better, partnership. Carson pulled up a new document. We're proposing a mutual defense pact. We share technology. You stop enslaving species, and together we create a true federation, democratic, equal, free. And if we refuse? Corellis asked weakly. Alice's expression hardened. Then you'll learn why humanity survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and our own worst impulses. We're not prey, Ambassador. We're persistence predators. And the Titan-class ships? They're just the beginning. We have contingencies you can't imagine. The silence stretched for a long moment. Finally, Corellis straightened his posture. For the first time in his career, he felt something unfamiliar. Respect for a lesser species. Captain Chen. Commander Blake, he said slowly. Perhaps the hegemony has been short-sighted. I believe we should discuss these terms in detail. Alice nodded. Wise choice. We'll send a shuttle with our diplomatic team. An ambassador? Welcome to the future. Humanity's future, where nobody kneels. As the transmission ended, Carson turned to Alice. Think they'll actually change? Alice gazed out at the stars. They'll change or they'll fall. Either way, the galaxy just learned what happens when you underestimate humans. We don't just survive, we thrive, and we protect those who can't protect themselves. The Indomitable hung in space, a titan among ships, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The age of exploitation was ending. The age of humanity had begun,